Okay. Is it a Mercury? I can't even speak. A Mercury retrograde or something right now? Like, what is happening? Okay, welcome into this reading. I've been pushing this record button like 1,000 times. So this will be interesting. We'll see how this goes. Anyway, welcome in. Thanks for showing up. And bringing your energy to this reading. All right, we're going to do a mind, body, spirit reading, and we'll start out right away with, I don't know, someone might have love on the brain, and I've got that song now stuck in my head. But with love, I commit to seeing the good. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Honestly, the minute I have hit record on this phone, it's like my brain has stopped working. So I don't know if maybe you are feeling really distracted or discombobulated, or even scattered. All right, but let's see what wants to come out with love in the mind position. All right, we've got 4 of discs with power. All right, so you could have been in either currently in a relationship or even relationships in the past, or even have some programming or a mindset around love and how that is associated with like a power dynamic, or using love, right, as a form of power or control over somebody else. Maybe somebody is doing that or has done that to you. And again, maybe just love is a really powerful energy right now, and that is impacting your mind, having you even maybe feeling a little bit stuck, like if that's the only thing you can think about, and having it be really hard to concentrate. Yeah, with Princess of Wands, this is a really fiery energy, so there could be, a lot of passion and lust as well behind this. Let's get one more here. Just a Chariot at the bottom of the deck. So if Cancer energy is important to you, or maybe your person, or this is something that could be coming just in the next season. Cancer season is just around the corner, starting at the summer solstice. And so maybe something starts to unfold or transpire over, the next month-ish or so. We got a couple cards here. The Moon, Knight of Wands, and Wealth. So the Moon can be a secret energy, or you could be having dreams about this person or about love in general. Maybe you don't have a specific person in mind. Could even be having dreams about past people, past relationships, and how that maybe has even possibly sort of taken away from your personal power. So you could be bringing more love back into yourself to really get back into kind of your own power, your own energy. We've got Knight of Wands here. And this could even be a secret, right? A secret love or a secret crush, something that's coming to light. Knight of Wands can be an offer coming forward, maybe something charging at you. Again, we have more of this passion and fiery energy. Maybe you've been involved with players in the past, or you yourself could have even kind of played the field a little bit or had a little bit of that player energy. And that sometimes is where that power can come in. Like somebody that's doing that sort of thing can really get an ego trip from that. It can make them feel really powerful, kind of filling some kind of void that they feel like is there. And then with 10 of Discs, Wealth, right, there is some kind of potential here for, kind of happiness, stability. So maybe there is some sort of shift going on, especially with this Moon card coming out. Something is coming up to the surface, and the surface, it's funny that I said service, because that is one of the cards that came out here out of the Soul Journey deck. But looking sort of for your ultimate happiness, this can be about family energy right here. So, this could have to do, again, even with somebody in your family. It might not even necessarily have to be a romantic sort of relationship. Like you could have sort of this control or power dynamic with a parent or a sibling. Maybe it is involved around money or inheritance even, when you're maybe more focused on the love aspect of things and not necessarily the monetary value. Right? But if you do have new love coming in, again, this could be definitely a surprise, passionate, and something that is going to bring a lot of stability to you. All right, let's move on here in the position of the body. 2 cards came out, double Fs, so maybe the letter F is significant: forgiveness and failure. So as we were just speaking about relationships, maybe you've had some failed relationships, and you need to breathe some forgiveness into that. But speaking specifically about your body, maybe there's something that has been off, not working right. There could even be some illness or sickness going on here. And, you know, there could be some resentment that you are holding on to. Or again, if there has been, you know, issues in personal relationships, that's something where if we don't offer forgiveness, or we feel like a failure, that something failed, and we take a lot of that on internally, that can start to impact the body as well. So on the forgiveness card, it says, I acknowledge that harboring resentments block the flow of love. Right? So we've got love on the brain, but potential blockages here in the body. So definitely getting out and moving your body, you know, whether that's walking, yoga, tai chi, maybe you do boxing or something, you know, that gets your aggression out. But doing something specific with your body. You could even do some energy healing, some grounding, Reiki, you know, massage even, to help to start to work out some of those blockages that are physically being held onto. Because your body has an intelligence as well. And it knows when things are being pushed down, and that does get stored. All right, so 4 of Cups. On this card, it says luxury. All right, but with the 4 of Cups, you know, that is about emotions. It can sometimes be also about disappointment. So there could be something that has disappointed you. And with the Universe card here, this is really fixed energy. I've got all the fixed signs on this card. Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus. Right, so all the signs represented there, if any of those are significant to you. So again, there could have been some sort of ending or a chapter that closed, whether you wanted it to or not. That could have brought about some sort of disappointment. But you might also have the luxury of a new chapter starting, like I said, with that Knight of Wands coming in, even that Page of Wands, the Wealth and the Love card. Like there is an opportunity for abundance. And so not really sitting in this energy of lack, loss, those sorts of emotions, because again, that can start to impact your body, where you do hold on to those things, and that does create blockages. So really working to let things flow. You can see the water flowing on this 4 of Cups. So again, if you've been a little despondent or more stagnant, it might be time to, like I suggested at the beginning, move a little bit or do something different, shake things up. Just do something to loosen that up, right? Forgiveness, and then with failure, right? Failure is often seen as a very negative word. Most of us don't really like it very much, but it really is an opportunity to learn. Right? And we all make mistakes, right? We're not necessarily going to be successful at every single thing we do for literally our whole life. So really taking that into account, seeing what lessons you can learn, and then moving some of this fixed energy, right? Not letting that be stubborn and stagnant in your body. All right, and then message from Spirit, your Spirit, service. I feel good when I can help others. And I accidentally said the word service when I was trying to say surface. Like I said, the minute I hit record, after trying to hit record about 1,000 times, and it just literally wasn't doing anything. It's like, what is happening? Right, my speech started to get really weird. I kind of tongue-tied, lost for words. And again, if you do have love on the brain, that could be happening to you as well. Just like tripping over yourself sort of energy. Let's see what came out with service. Failure. All right. So as we can see too, everything is tied together, right? Mind, body, spirit is tied together, right? All of one thing impacts the other. And if you have felt like things have failed, this is Seven of Pentacles. Maybe you feel like you didn't invest in the right people or the right projects, or you just haven't been putting your energy into the right sorts of activities. Again, like I was just saying, that can have you stuck and stagnant, not moving as much. Not only not moving your physical body, but not really nourishing your spiritual side, your soul, which is a really important thing to nourish as well. Right? So feeling like a failure might have you feeling like, you know, there's nothing you can do, more in that wallowing energy. And that could be preventing you from investing your time into things that not only uplift you, but maybe uplift other people. So as you're thinking of what activities you could do to sort of shake things up a little bit, maybe there is something that you can do in terms of service that would be good for others. And that could be going out and like picking up trash in your neighborhood, cleaning things up a little bit. 11:11 on the timer as I glanced up at the clock. So that might be a right thing to do, a right path, you know, something that can just help your community, something simple, doesn't need a lot of coordinated effort. And it gets you outside walking and moving, right? And that increases the love energy, not only for yourself, but for, right, your whole neighborhood. Again, or fill in the blank, pick a different activity. Maybe you donate things, or, you know, help deliver groceries for a food shelf or a food bank or something like that. Maybe you even reach out to a friend that you know is having a hard time, or just touch base with some people that you haven't connected with in a while. So think of some things that would work for you, and just notice how that's going to help move some of your energy, and also help you focus on other things. I mean, love is really important and critical, but if you're sort of in an obsessive mode about that, it would be good to share your energy in other ways as well. And then the Temperance art card came out. Right, and I know I mentioned like a food shelf or food bank. She literally looks like she's kind of cooking and mixing up some things here on this card. But this is about finding more balance and finding, you know, a nice sort of give and take. So again, if you've been stuck or spending a lot of time by yourself, or just feeling really down, or again, maybe just obsessing over love or even failure and things like that, right? Doing these good things, even small little deeds, go a really long way. That's going to help to start to bring in that balance, shift things, so you start to feel more uplifted and more kind of ready to just get out there and be more of yourself. All right, and then at the bottom of the deck here, grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. All right, so it does seem like, again, with the World card or the Universe card in this deck out here, and the forgiveness and the failure and love and all these things in grief, there's some sort of relationship or chapter of your life that has come to a close, and that can be really hard to move on from, and like knowing what's next. So that is some advice right there, is just how can you appreciate the things that maybe did end or that you did have before? And what do you want to take with you into that next chapter? What can you learn from that situation? All right, let's get a card or two here to go along with grief. All right, Queen of Swords. So that can be definitely about getting more clarity. If you have been in this feeling of grief, or there has been some loss in your life, you know, notice how that could have made you a little bit colder and more detached. So this is about kind of reattaching and getting back into yourself, being willing again to kind of put some energy and time and invest into other people and relationships, whether those are really close relationships or, like I said, doing, you know, even some nice things in your community. But Queen of Swords is getting more clarity. For some of you, whatever this may be could have to do with a Leo. I feel like I've seen lions a couple times here, or even something around Leo season, which is coming up in like 2-ish months, somewhere around there. But yeah, definitely getting more clarity, finding that thing to appreciate so you can shift your energy. Because yeah, there has been disappointment. This is 5 of Cups, and we talked about that a little bit already with the 4 of Cups. So getting more clarity around your disappointment, not letting the feeling of disappointment or lack or loss take over your entire being or your entire life, right? It's okay to let yourself feel those feelings. That is important to start to transmute things and let them flow and work through the body, right? Not shoving that down and ignoring it completely, but definitely getting more clarity. And that might lead to, right, some communication, whether that's you communicating or communication coming towards you, once you do start to shift and move things around a little bit. All right, so that's what we've got here for the Mind, Body, Spirit reading. I hope there is something here for you in this reading. And yeah, I'd love to see the different kind of acts of kindness maybe we could all do, not only to uplift ourselves, but to do good for other people. So if you find something to do, feel free to share that with me. I'd love to hear about it. But again, that's what we've got here. Until next time, peace. All right, now let's see if I can shut this off.